Thanks for joining me tonight. We haven't got Nick tonight, so anything could happen because I don't have Nick to keep me in check tonight. So where we go could be anyone's business. So ask me any questions. But the idea tonight, I'm going to teach you this technique that I created called TPM, Total Perception Management, how to have complete control of your emotions. And of all the things that I've created, the arrow technique, time machine, jumping numbers, all the other things that I've created to help people overcome different problems in their life. For me, this is the most valuable. And the reason I think it's the most valuable, because until we have control of our emotions, we are slaves to our emotions. And when I first broached the idea that we could possibly, what I actually said was, I think I can help people switch off their emotions. And that wasn't, I didn't really think that through. And so the first person I experimented on, that sounds pretty bad, but was my wife. She normally gets the first go at these things. And if it don't work, then I'm not in too much trouble. But anyway, she was, the time, and I'll tell you straight, we had this horrendous time with my young sons. They're 23 and 21 now, but when they were in their teens, it was horrendous. And so bad that some mornings she'd wake up like shivering, shaking, worrying about them. So I said, we can't go on like this. Let's try this technique. So I ran it and I suggested that she just wouldn't feel anything. And a couple of days later, she said that worked so well. In fact, I don't care about anything now. It wouldn't bother me if I stepped out in front of a bus, and that's not good. All right. She was just so not, just no feelings at all. So I realized we had to temper it. And so the way we work now is it's not about not feeling anything, but it's about going to what I call neutral emotion. And that's not I don't care, it's a kind of indifference. Because when we're in neutral, we can make the right decisions, we can take the right actions, we can get the right outcome. Most of the major decisions we make in life, let me just check the weight room. Most of the major decisions we make in life are made in an emotional state. And when we're emotional, we're not functioning optimally. You're not functioning optimally when you're angry or you're jealous or you're frustrated or you're sad. I know my son Anthony, who I work with, he cringes when I say it, but I say never decide to get married when you're madly in love with someone, when you can't wait to jump their bones. That's not the time to make that decision. Wait until you're having a cup of tea 3 months in. You don't know what to say to each other. And if you still want to spend your life with that person, make that decision then. Because we're not functioning when we're crazy, mad in love. We're not functioning optimally. So, as I said, most of the big decisions we make in life are made in an emotional state. And so to be able to go to neutral when we need to make a decision is a major thing. Some of you are hypnotherapists, some of you are therapists in different walks of life, but how many people do you see who come to see you because they want to lose some weight, but they eat emotionally? They get upset and they find themselves looking in the fridge. If you could just have the ability, when you recognize that you're about to eat emotionally, to go to neutral, which gives you the space to think about what you're doing, that would be a great thing. And so that's what we're going to help you get to tonight. Get to that state of neutral. So when I first broached the idea, I had the idea and I just put it out on Facebook, I think I can help people have complete control of their emotions. Someone said, well, if you can switch off your emotions, doesn't that make you more robot than human? If you can just have no emotions, if you can just switch off your emotions. And I thought about that, but having trained people how to use this technique, having used it myself with clients, having used it myself for some years now, I think it's the opposite. I think rather than make us more like robots, I think it makes us a more advanced human being. Because as I said, until you have control of your emotions, you are a slave to your emotions. How many decisions have you made in an emotional state? And looking back, think if only I had been more, I hadn't had that emotion. I mean, for me, I think that the most destructive emotion that we feel is jealousy. And most of us, if we've been passionate in love with somebody, have experienced jealousy. It's kind of a natural experience. But how many relationships are destroyed by that? When, if only you could recognize when you're experiencing a negative emotion of some kind and be able to go, look, just take that space and go to neutral. How many decisions would be made differently if we go to neutral? I coached boxing for quite a few years, and I used to say to my guys before they climbed into the ring, I say, look, the worst thing that can happen in that ring is you're going to get angry. And your opponent's going to try and make you angry. He's going to call you names, he's going to call your mother names, he's going to call your girlfriend names. He's going to do everything he can to make you angry. Because the moment you get angry, all of your training goes out the window. You know, everything you've learned in that moment goes out the window. And it's the same for us in our everyday life. So that's what we're going to do, help you get to that space of neutral. So any time when you think, does this emotion suit me or not? Is it beneficial to me and the people around me? If not, you better go to neutral. And most of us know the worst thing that can happen in an argument is the other person is in neutral. There's nothing worse than when you're arguing with someone and they're agreeing with you all the time. Yeah, that's fine. They're just keeping calm. That makes it even more angry, doesn't it? It makes it even wilder. So to be able to go to that state of neutral, you know, it's a really, a real ability. But the other side of this is if we can get to a state of neutral emotion, then we must be able to ramp up a really positive emotion. So love, joy, happiness, pleasure, passion, confidence, all of those things, when we're experiencing it, and to recognize we're experiencing it, but take it to the max. You know, how incredible is that going to be? Was anybody at my presentation last year at Hypno Thoughts Live? No? Well, it was an amazing thing in that room because I'm going to show you how to anchor this feeling. And the strange thing about Zoom is you can't hear a click of the fingers over Zoom, can you? You can? Let's see if I can do it. Can you hear that? Can everyone hear that? You hear my voice all right? Okay, great. That's good. Good. Well, I'm going to show you how to anchor this feeling of neutral. But the other side of that is that we're going to ramp up a really positive feeling. And when I ran this presentation in Hypno Thoughts Live, I don't know how many people in the room, maybe 150, 200 people in the room. But I got everyone into this, you're going to get it today, this incredible, positive, wonderful state. Then I was getting them to ramp it up. And the ramp it up was like 2 clicks of the finger. And the sound in that room was immense with 200 people clicking their things. It sounded like a room full of crickets. But you know, you're going to get that tonight. You're going to enjoy yourself and take full control of you. But it's also remembering that you have control. You know, and people ask me, you know, how can this possibly be? You know, how can we just negate a negative emotion or ramp up a really positive emotion? The thing about our mind is, or our brain, is that nothing exists outside of our skull except as perception. And I'm not trying to degrade us as human beings because we're the most incredible creation. But nothing actually exists outside of your skull except as perception. You know, Patty's looking at me and she could describe me to Andrea, and Andrea could describe me to Mark, and Mark could describe me to Nancy. And you'd all probably give the same kind of description. He's a bald guy with a red eye, white shirt, bald head. And you'd all think you're looking at the same thing. But if for one moment Patty could have Mark's perception of what I look like, or Andrea could have Nancy's perception, it would be so vastly different to your perception of what you think I look like. It'd be like psychedelic. Because I don't exist outside of your skull, except as electrically excitable cells and synapses and all kinds of clever words I don't understand. So it's just, that's the way it is. I read this quote from Shakespeare some time back, and I was thinking about this, because it's the same with pain. If you think about pain, we might have a terrible pain in our leg, and that's where we're experiencing it, or we think we're experiencing it. But if you were to sever your spinal cord, you could take that leg off and not feel it, because it doesn't register anywhere other than your skull. And so to think that we could choose our emotions on the basis of, does this emotion serve me or not? We now know, because some of you have been in my classes and some of you have done the training and some of you are using the arrow technique. We know how easy and quickly someone can turn off chronic pain, whether it's physical or emotional. And that's without giving them any pills or potions or doing any other extra work. That wouldn't be possible if the pain did not exist in their skull. I've seen people, and I'm sure some of you have seen people with phantom limb pain. And it's horrendous for people, because it's understandable if you've got a pain in your elbow and you've got an elbow, but if you've got pain in a foot that it's no longer there, or a leg that no longer exists, then it's a horrendous thing. And medical people are giving them painkillers for a pain in a foot that doesn't exist. It's kind of crazy, really. But we know that with hypnosis, we can switch that pain off. We can't, but we can help our clients switch the pain off. So I was reading this quote by Shakespeare when I was thinking about doing this perception management. And it's those quotes kind of pop up at the right time. I don't study Shakespeare. I haven't read Shakespeare, but every now and again, the man was a genius. But he said this. He said, I could be bound in a nutshell and still consider myself king of infinite space, were it not for bad dreams. I'll say it again. I could be bound in a nutshell and still consider myself king of infinite space, were it not for bad dreams. I believe he's having the same thought that I was having, that nothing exists outside of our skull except as perception. And emotions are great, aren't they? I love being madly in love. I would take madly in love for 1 hour and take all the pain that goes along with that rather than never experience it. And we know generally that we're crazy about someone. At some point we're going to get hurt. But it's worth doing, because we want to feel that emotion. To be able to feel the emotion. I'm not talking about switching our emotions off. I'm talking about, like Andrea with her son, and that experience of her son, achieving something wonderful. How that emotion, how incredible is that? How lucky are we as human beings to be able to experience these things? And so I'm not saying that we're going to switch off our emotions, but I'm saying be able to choose, to be able to say, I'm angry. Someone's just cut me up on the road and I'm really fuming. I can't talk to them, but I'm going to carry that. When I get home, I'm going to still be in that angry mood, and someone else is going to suffer. And you go, okay, well, what is the point of a feeling like this? Just to go to neutral. Your partner's 2 hours late home and you're wondering where they are, and they come home and they say, I've been stuck in traffic. But now you're already feeling jealous. You're already wondering, who they're talking to. And you're going to wreck that relationship with it. But to recognize, and I think there are men here, and I'm going to say it because I think it's true. For men, it's really hard to accept that we're behaving badly. That's the first step, to recognize that the emotion we're feeling is we're indulging ourselves in it. I think we all do to some extent. We get angry and we indulge ourselves in it. Feel jealous, we indulge ourselves in it. Someone frustrates us, we're going to indulge ourselves in that feeling. So the first step is to recognize when we're experiencing a negative emotion and to understand that we have control over that emotion. That's the first step. And then to be able to remember that none of it exists outside of our skull. And then have the ability, which I'm going to show you to do tonight, to go to neutral. Because in neutral, you can make right decisions. It take the right action, get the right outcome. I'm not sure whether we ran the blink and delete technique with all of you. Have we done that yet? No? Well, I'm going to do it with you tonight. And it's another idea I had. But part of the blink and delete technique uses this TPM. And I'll explain what the blink and delete is. And it's very simple. If you want to write it down, you can, but it's being recorded. But as simple as this technique is, I think it's of real value. And again, I think as human beings, we are always making the best decision we can in any moment. We're not going out to destroy ourselves. We're making the best decisions we can. But we're only making that decision with the information that we have in this moment. When we're 4 years old, 5 years old, 10 years old, 13-year-olds, even 19, 20 years old, we don't have all the information, but we're still making decisions. In any situation, we're making this decision. I've seen people out shopping with their 5-year-old kid, and they're asking that 5-year-old kid what they want for dinner. If the parent's not making a decision, the kid's making a decision. You know, we have to remember that. A decision is going to be made. So in any situation, we're making the best decision. I've seen over 25,000 people to help them quit smoking. And I can count on 2 or 3 hands the amount of those people that started smoking as an adult. And by that, I mean in their 20s, 30s. The majority of those people started smoking joints and then went on to cigarettes. But apart from those few people, everyone else has been kids. I was 11, my brother was 9. You know, most of the people I've seen were being 13, 14 or 15. And at 14 and 15, it seems like a good idea because your friends are doing it and you think it makes you look grown up or more attractive. You get to 30 and you realise how ridiculous that decision was, but it's too late because now you're in the habit. Unless you go and see one of you going to help people quit. But we're making that decision. In England, we have this saying, and it's the most stupid saying ever. Say, well, you made your bed, you've got to lie in it. How ridiculous. If your bed's uncomfortable, get out, make it again. You don't have to live any longer with decisions we made when we were kids. We just don't have to do it anymore. And when you get this down, you're all going to get it down tonight. This, I feel, is the way we upgrade our brain. How many decisions have you made that you've been living with forever? You wouldn't be using a computer that's 30 years old because you upgrade it. And computers are evolving all the time, and you're evolving all the time. But most of us are living with decisions we made when we were kids. We don't have to. And we don't have to go into 3 years of therapy to do it either. And this is how this works, okay? So when a thought comes into your head, a negative thought, I think Laurie Hammond calls it the imposter monster voice. You know, I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm not any good. I'll never achieve it. You know, all of those negative thoughts that we have. The moment that occurs in your head, you ask this question. When did I make that decision? How old was I? Where was I? Who was I with? Was it even my decision? I'll say it again. The moment a negative thought comes in, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm never going to achieve it. I'm not any good at that. I'm not a good person. Whatever that negative thought is, you ask this question. When did I make that decision? How old was I? Where was I? Who was I with? And was it even my decision? And I promise you, the moment you ask that question, you will immediately go to where you made the decision. And the hard part is not to question it. You think, could that possibly be true? I'm looking at myself at 4 years old. I'm looking at myself at 12 years old. Somewhere within your unconscious mind is a memory of everything you've ever experienced. Anything that's ever hurt you, ever touched you, ever made you feel any way. somewhere in your mind, that vast warehouse of your mind, everything that's you've ever experienced in there somewhere. And the thing is, when we look for things consciously, I like to think of an Amazon warehouse. You can imagine one of those vast warehouses, all that Amazon stuff in. And when you're trying to figure things out with your conscious mind, it's like going in with a little flashlight and trying to find that box that has that memory in that you're going to deal with. Take you forever. But when you get into your unconscious mind and hypnosis, it's like that robot. You go, when did I make this decision? And a thing comes out, zzz, 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 pulls the box out, exactly the right box, does it in microseconds. And that's what it's like. You will immediately go to where you made the decision. And then you ask the next question. Now that I've evolved, because you have, you're not the same person you were a week ago, and you're definitely not the same person you were 20 years ago. You have evolved. The experiences you've had, the things you've learned, the things you've felt, the things you've done, all of those things have led to you in this moment. You're the evolved person you are in a moment. So you ask the second question, now I've evolved, is that decision any longer viable? Or is it an obsolete decision that I made in a less informed state? If the answer comes back no, it's no longer viable, you blink twice, you delete that decision. And then you go to neutral, which I'm going to teach you to do before this hour's over. You go to neutral and you make a new decision. Because in neutral, you can make the right decision. Take the right actions, get the right outcome. And you can be doing this while you're walking down the road. You can be doing this while you're sitting on a bus. Every time a negative thought comes in. And you're going to do it because I'm going to hypnotize you. You won't have any choice in it. You can hear my voice in your head. The moment a negative thought comes in, you hear my voice saying these words. When did I make that decision? How old was I? Where was I? Who was I with? Was it even my decision? And I promise you, many times, you'll find it wasn't your decision. It was someone else's decision about you. It was someone else's opinion about you. It might be a well-meaning parent or teacher. They didn't want you to get upset. So they said, well, you know, you're an academic kid, but you're not very sporty. Don't play the football. You're whatever. Or you're a really sporty kid and you're streetwise, but you're not very academic. You know, and we think, well, I'm a child, they're an adult. That must be true. No. So very often when you ask that question, you'll find it wasn't even your decision. It was someone else's opinion about you. And that's fine. But it was only ever someone else's opinion. I'll go over it one more time. The moment a negative thought comes in, you ask this question, when did I make that decision? How old was I? Where was I? Who was I with? And was it even my decision? You'll immediately go to where you made the decision. Don't question it. Just look at where you're at. But look at it from where you are now, with all the strength and understanding from the evolved situation you're in now. And then ask this next question. Now I've evolved, is that decision any longer viable? Or is it an obsolete decision I made in a less informed state? And if the answer comes back no, it's no longer viable, you blink twice, delete that decision, go to neutral, which I'm going to teach you how to do, and make a new decision. That's it. We can be doing this all day long. You do not have to live with decisions you made when you were 5 years old, 13-year-old, even last week. You know, you can look back at this decision you're making today or tomorrow, 10 years from now, and you're going to evolve. And maybe that no longer suits you. We don't have to live with it. We can continue to upgrade our brain like this. Does that make sense to you? Andrea, you've got a question?
Curious. Would that work for somebody who's got emetophobia?
A netophobia?
Yeah, fear of being sick in public.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. If you had personally, if I only had 5 minutes to work with someone, just without doing any proper therapy. I'm always going to go parts negotiation with my work because
Yeah.
I believe that deals with the underlying programming. But if there's nothing to stop you from trying it,
Okay. Because I've
because
done
that's
parts.
it's like if you've done the time machine with me, we go back
Yeah.
and look at the experience again from where we are now, and it's done in 5 minutes. And it's the same kind of technique. When did I decide that this was dangerous or this was this was anyway upsetting? Look at it again from where you are now, and you'll probably see it differently. I've never run it for a phobia, but
Okay.
we ran. What did we run last night, Fiona, with you? What was the technique we ran last night? I think it was the time machine, wasn't it?
Time machine, Freddy.
Yeah, and we did that with a phobia, and the phobia disappeared, didn't we? I've never run that for a phobia before, but then it works. So, why not, Andrea? If it's a decision we made in a less informed state, have a look at it again.
Yeah.
There's nothing to lose by it. But given
Yeah.
the time, I'm always going to use past negotiation. But these things are things you could teach your kids.
Yeah.
You could teach your kid how to do this. Negative thought comes in, ask the question now that you're grown up. If they're 13, 14, you could say, now you're grown up. Have a look at it again and look at it again. So anyway, it's a very simple technique. Have you all got that down? I suggest you try it. And if you're working with clients or working with somebody, or you've got a friend who's got that voice going on in their head and you don't have time to see them in their therapy room, just teach them the blink and delete technique. So now I'm going to show you how to complete control of your emotions. Are there any questions about that first? Please ask. No?
Freddy,
Okay, good.
are there any people that you wouldn't use this technique with? Are there any contraindications?
Not that I know of, Maggie. I can't see any reason why. I think for me, as I said, how many of us would love to go back to our 13-year-old self? Yeah, I just give that kid some advice. Tell them about the life they got coming up or whatever. How many decisions we make in those years, and we look back and still spike us and still embarrass us. They don't have to. I had a lady came and see me once to quit smoking, and she said, I'm pregnant, she said, and I'm an intelligent woman. And I know what damage it's doing to my baby. She said, but, I feel really embarrassed and guilty about the fact I'm smoking and I'm pregnant. I said, well, don't beat yourself up over it. I said, because you didn't make the decision. A 13-year-old girl made that decision. You can't beat yourself up for something you decided to do when you were 13. I said to her, when you leave here today and the need for a cigarette's gone, if 6 weeks from now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now, you start smoking again, then you can give yourself a kicking because you've made that decision as an adult. But at the moment, you made that decision as a kid, and most of our decisions are made as kids. One of the saddest things about us as human beings, if you like, or the scariest thing about us, is that most of our beliefs, who we are, what we can, what we cannot achieve, even our religious beliefs, were created by a child under 7. That's a very scary thought. You would not have a 5-year-old girl making a decision about what you're capable of, or a 4-year-old boy making that decision. But yet most of our beliefs were created by the child under 7. And I'm telling you, when you do the blink and delete technique, many times, not always, but many times, you'll go back to a time before you were 7. That's pretty scary. But don't question it when you look at it again. You'll find yourself there and just go there and just look at it and go, okay, now I've evolved. Is that decision any longer viable? Some of you are mothers and some of you are fathers. And you're going to look at it from that perspective. You're going to see that child or that younger you, and you're going to look at it from where you are now. And what might seem horrendous at 5 years old or 12 years old will be nothing to you as an adult. But to that child, it would have been horrendous. And you can just make a new decision. So I'm going to show you how to go to neutral, which for me is the most powerful state we can go into as human beings. I'm not sure. I'm sure someone will tell me on here, but there's a poem, but I think it might be Rudyard Kipling or Yeats or Gates. I'm not sure. But it starts with, if you can keep your head while all around you are losing theirs, a better man you'll be, or something like that. And some people can do that automatically. One of my grandchildren had this really incredible operation. It was on her brain, and these guys spent, well, I think it was 3 of them, spent 12 and a half hours operating. Absolutely amazing. And the long and short of it, she's perfectly recovered and she's brilliant. But what I'm saying is, for those guys, they can't be emotional. You've got a young, beautiful young person on your operating theatre. You can't be emotional. I'd be crying all the way through it. That's me. I'd be shaking all the way through it. But these guys, whether they're trained or whether it's just instinctive in them, they can't be emotional in those situations. And that's really to be able to access those ourselves when we're working with our clients. When I'm with a client, they're everything to me for that hour and a half. Nothing else exists for me. But to be able to go to neutral in between that client and the next client is really important. Otherwise, you're carrying that emotion that you've experienced with that person into the next lesson, the next client, and that's not good. So to be able to go to neutral is a very thing to do. If your kids are going mad around you, to be able to stay in neutral, that's a big space to be in. So that's what we're talking about, neutral. Okay, so are there any more questions before we get into this? No? All right, okay. Well, look, all you have to do is absolutely nothing. Look on this as timeout. How many of you can actually snap your fingers? How many can click your fingers? Yeah? Is there anyone who can't click their fingers? No, Lean. Okay. But when I say I'm going to snap my fingers, in your mind, it's going to be a clap of the hands. All right, can you hear that? All right, it's just the sound we're going to anchor. And if you can't snap your fingers, you can use just a clap of your hands, okay? All right, you all ready for this? Okay. Look on it as timeout. Understand that while we're together, you're all that matters to me. And I want you to have this experience so you can have complete control of you. Okay, I'm just making sure we're recording. Good. Okay, when you're ready, make sure you're comfortable and you're in a safe space. You're not driving, working a combine harvester, or sitting on a window ledge 10 floors up with a boiling hot cup of coffee in lap or something. Just make sure you're in a safe place and you're comfortable, all right? You can laugh, Samantha, but, some people do. All right, so get yourselves ready. When you're ready, just take a breath in. Hold it for a moment. And as you breathe out, just allow your eyes to close, but only as quickly as you're ready. Take complete control of your emotions. That's right. And think of those other experiences of hypnosis you've had with me. Now it's felt to sit and listen to my voice speaking to you. Remembering the words and the sounds, how it felt as you drifted into that beautiful space. And just for a moment, relax the muscles around your eyes completely. Get a sense of that happening automatically. Imagine having your temples massaged and your eyes are relaxing so completely they just won't work for a while. Every word I say relaxes those muscles more and more. Just for a moment, think about the people you love, the people you've helped with your words and your kindness. People who are living their life now differently because of your words and kindness. And as you think about those people, as you just think about the people you love, notice that your eyes have relaxed so completely now, they just won't work for a while. And when you realise that your eyes are so relaxed, they just won't work, you can test them, find it completely locked. That's right. Now nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. All that matters now is you, the sound of my voice, and a feeling of freedom. Just for a while. Nobody wants anything. No one expects anything. There is nothing for you to do but to listen to my voice. In a moment, I'm going to say that word love. And as you hear that word, that feeling of relaxation around your eyes will just flood down through your body like a bliss anesthesia. But no matter how relaxed your body and mind become, the chair will support you. So get ready to hear that word. Every muscle, nerve and fibre relaxing. Love. Get a sense of that feeling just flooding down through your body. Jaw relaxing. All the tension going from your jaw. Relaxing your lips. And notice as your lips relax, so your central nervous system relaxes. Relaxing your tongue in your mouth just for a while, you don't have to say anything. Letting that feeling go through to the muscles in your throat. Throat relaxing, neck relaxing. And just for a moment, just think about your neck muscles. How incredible your neck muscles. Holding your head up all day long. How incredible are your neck muscles. Give them permission to have a bit of time off and relax your muscles in your neck. Let that feeling go down to your shoulders. Imagine having your shoulders massaged. All the stress and tension just disappearing from your shoulders. Let that feeling go down into your arms, your biceps, your triceps, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, your fingers. Let your arms and hands relax. And as you do that, you may become aware of certain sensations. You may become aware of your pulse or your heart beating. As you relax even more, the muscles in your back, stomach and chest. Just for a moment, focus on your breathing. Imagine you're breathing in calm. You're breathing out tension. You're breathing in calm and you're breathing out doubt. And let that calm feeling spread down into your stomach muscles, your hips, your legs, your calves, your ankles, feet and toes. Every muscle, nerve and fibre relaxed. Like a handful of rubber bands just thrown on that chair, loose and relaxed. Nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. Every word I say now doubles that wonderful feeling. And as you drift deeper and deeper, I'm going to count down from 10. And with every number down, your body will enter that state of bliss even more than before. But at the same time as counting down from 10, I'll be counting up from 1. And with every number up, your mind becomes stronger, clearer, and more focused on what you want, how you want to feel, what you want to achieve. And at some point as I'm counting, your mind will separate from your body for a while. It'll be the most incredible feeling of liberation and freedom. So with every number down, you go deeper and deeper into that beautiful state of trance. Every number up, your mind becomes stronger and clearer. 10. Body relaxing, that's right, every muscle, nerve and fibre. 1. The mind is stronger and clearer. You know what you want. You know how you want to feel. 9. Just dropping down through space and time. 2. Every negative thought swept from your mind. Get a sense of a tsunami of spring water just washing through your mind, washing away every negative block that was ever placed on you. Get a sense of them disintegrating, being washed away. 8. The body goes deeper, deeper down now. Imagine it's happening, there's nothing you can do about it. Like you've had a bliss anesthesia. 3. Every limiting belief that ever held you back being washed from your mind. Get a sense of that happening. 7, going deeper, deeper, deeper down now. Even deeper than before. 4, the mind begins to separate from the body. 5, 6, going deeper, deeper, deeper down now. 5, the mind separates from the body completely and drifts without boundaries, without borders, without limits. Allow yourself the pleasure going out there into the future. You're free of all limitations, free of every negative thought, free of every limiting decision that ever held you back. Notice the way you move and the way you breathe. Waking up in the morning energized, going about your day with a feeling of freedom, a new understanding of just how incredible you are. And notice the way you move and the way you breathe. Step into that body, feel into it, get a sense of that now, and ask the question, how much fun is it to be free? How much fun can you make it? How important is it for you? Because now you know how good you're going to feel. Everything about your nature, your mind and body is inclined toward making it happen. 5, the body just drifts through time and space. You have no idea where your body is in time and space. An understanding that you're not your body. And as I continue to count down from 5, every number doubles that feeling now. 4, going deeper, deeper down. 3, going even deeper. 2, 1, 0, and now you're in that incredible space where everything becomes possible, everything becomes doable. And as you drift in that space, my voice, my words will drift with you to become a part of your experience now. Every word I say takes you even deeper. Just when you think you've reached the ultimate space of profound hypnosis and trance, my voice, my words will take you 10 times deeper. Get a sense of that happening automatically. Imagine there's nothing you can do about that. Every word I say now doubles that feeling. Everything I say now is your reality. Every suggestion I give you, your mind and body will act upon at a molecular, cellular, neurological level. It's now your reality. You have a conscious mind and an unconscious mind. And that unconscious mind, the back of the mind, that instinctive, intuitive part of your being that's monitoring your heartbeat, your body temperature, your blood pressure, that's scanning the environment, keeping you safe, can continue to hear, to understand, respond to those things I might say without the need for you to do anything at all. It's so much easier for the conscious mind simply to relax and enjoy that letting go. And as you drift in that space, I want you to have the most incredible experience of liberation and freedom. Because your body drifts through time and space. Get a sense of just drifting up out of your body. Drifting up out through what's known as the crown chakra and just leaving your body in that chair for a while. Get a sense of that happening automatically. A feeling of freedom and liberation. And as you drift away from your body, I want you to look back at that body in that chair and just for a while show it some appreciation. How incredible is your body? Because your body is the most incredible creation in this universe. Just think about it. How incredible are you? And notice as you drift away from your body, the essence of who you are. Notice that the essence of who you are is ageless. It's infinite. It has no edge. Get a sense of that now. And notice that the essence of who you are is pure energy, pure intelligence, light and love. That is who you are. Get a sense of that now, and note that anything that is not that was learned, and it's not you. You are pure energy, pure intelligence, light and love. Get a sense of drifting higher and higher, drifting up out that building you're in, drifting up into that sky like a helium balloon that some young child's let go of in the park. Get a sense of drifting so high now that you can actually look back at this beautiful blue planet we're living on. Get a sense of that beautiful blue planet spinning through space, the whites of the clouds and the mountaintops, the blue of the ocean, the greens of the forests. Get a sense of that now. How incredibly lucky are we to have landed on this planet? And notice as you look at that planet from way off, how your perspective changes. Things that had seemed overwhelming no longer have any power over you. Things that had seemed hard or difficult to overcome no longer have any power over you. And understanding that none of it exists outside of your head except as perception. Now in your mind's eye, get a sense of a target, like an archery target, or a spinning vortex of lights. And in the center of that target is every negative emotion that you've ever experienced. Anger and jealousy, frustration, hate, malice. Every negative emotion, some you have never experienced, are in the center of that target. In a moment, I'm going to make this sound. As I make that sound, you'll be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of that target. And as you go through the target, every negative emotion will be stripped from your mind and body in a microsecond. But be brave, because as you go through the target, you may experience some of those negative emotions even more intensely for a microsecond. Be brave. This is the last time they'll ever have any control over you. So get ready. As you hear that sound, you're going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of that target into a space of neutral emotion. And it may seem strange because you may have never experienced neutral before. So get ready. As you hear that sound, you're going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of that target, that spinning vortex of light, into that space of neutral. Get ready. And now you're in that space. Nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. You are in neutral. And in neutral, you can make the right decisions, take the right actions, get the right outcome. And as you drift in that space of neutral, I'm going to click my fingers once. And that sound is going to anchor that thing of neutral to that sound, me snapping my fingers once. And from today, whenever you want to enter neutral to make the right decisions, to negate a negative emotion, you snap your fingers once, and wherever you are, you will instantly return to neutral. Get a sense of that now, just drifting in that space of neutral. Nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. In neutral, you can make the right decisions, take the right action, get the right outcome. From today, whenever you need to make a decision, whenever you need to think straight, whenever you're experiencing a negative emotion that you know is detrimental to you and the people around you, snap your fingers once and you'll instantly go to neutral. Now once again, get a sense of drifting higher and higher, drifting even further away from this planet. Get a sense of that planet spinning into space as you drift further and further away. And get a sense of that feeling of liberation now. Now in your mind's eye, once again, get that target up, or that spinning vortex of light. And this time in the center of that target is every positive emotion you've ever felt. Love, passion, pleasure, joy, happiness, confidence, every positive emotion you've ever experienced. Some you may have not experienced yet is in the center of that target. And this time when I make that sound and you go through that target, your mind and body will be flooded with the most intense, wonderful feelings of positive emotion, love and happiness and joy. And I want you to know it's okay to feel that good. So get ready. As you hear that sound, you're going to go into a space of total love, joy, happiness, pleasure, the most intense, wonderful feelings you've ever experienced. Get ready. Now you're in that space. Feel your mind and body being flooded with the most incredible feeling of love and light and joy and happiness and pleasure. Think of those times in your life when you experience those wonderful feelings, and feel that feeling now. Know it's okay to feel that good. I'm going to snap my fingers twice and it's going to get 10 times stronger. Get ready. Feel that feeling growing, and know it's okay to feel that good, lighting you up, lifting you up. And from today, whenever you're experiencing a positive emotion of love, happiness, joy, and you want to increase that feeling, you snap your fingers twice quickly, and you'll instantly ramp that feeling up. Feel it getting stronger and stronger now. And know it's okay to feel that good. Feel it flooding through your body, lighting you up, lifting you up, taking to a world of total pleasure. Feel it growing stronger and stronger. And from today, whenever you want to ramp up a good feeling, wherever you are, wherever it's appropriate to do so, you snap your fingers twice quickly, and you'll instantly ramp that feeling up, because now it belongs to you. From today, whenever you want to make a right decision, you want to negate a negative emotion, you snap your fingers once and you'll instantly go to neutral. And in neutral, you make the right decision, take the right actions, get the right outcome. If you want to ramp up a good feeling, snap your fingers twice quickly and you'll instantly increase that feeling. Go with your unconscious often as you need to know that you have complete control of you. From today, you have complete control of your emotions. And go with your unconscious often as you need to know that you're free. Free to make those decisions, free to be. Free of the past, free of the future, free to be. Knowing you don't have to live with any decisions that you made in a less informed state, and that you can choose whatever emotion you want. How incredible are you? Get a sense now, just drifting back into your body. And once again, as you drift into your body, show it some appreciation. How incredible are you? Just think about what your body's enabled you to do, to experience. Just think how incredible you are. And recognize that the essence of who you are is pure energy, pure intelligence, light and love. That is who you are. And anything that's not that was learned and not you. Go over your unconscious often as you need to. Only when the unconscious mind knows and has made the changes at a molecular, cellular, neurological level that will enable you to have complete control of you, and allows the conscious mind to accept the changes made. Because in a moment I'm going to count to 10. Every suggestion I've given, your mind and body will act upon. On 8, your eyes will open and you will feel incredible, because you are incredible. You're going to take that feeling of love and light into everything you do. A new understanding of just how incredible you are. And on 10, that feeling of empowerment, that feeling of freedom will grow stronger day by day as you set about creating the life you want by helping others create the life they want. So get ready. As I count to 10, on 8 your eyes will open and you will feel incredible. On 10, that wonderful feeling of empowerment is going to grow stronger day by day. Get ready. 1, being absolutely wonderful now. 2, to create the life you truly want, and to know it's okay to do that. 3, a feeling of freedom from every limiting belief that ever held you back. 4, feel the force of that love, light and intelligence flooding through your body. 5, feeling incredibly alive now. 6, 7, 8, eyes opening, feeling absolutely wonderful. 9, 10. You okay there, Nick? I think Nick enjoyed that trip. Good. We're just waiting for a few people to come back. Chris is up there in the skies. Look at him. Look, he's up there above the universe. Can we see him? Can you all see Chris? He's actually he's stuck out there looking at the planet from way off. We might have to get him back in a moment. Have anyone got any questions before we say goodnight? I hope you've enjoyed it all anyway. Nice to see you, Ron. Ron from Ontario, is that right? Yeah. Is it Stefan?
Yes, it's Stefan, yes.
Hi, how can I help?
Thank you very much, Chris. My question is regarding the anchor.
Yeah.
We do it once, but an anchor can fade, I guess, no, or can be reinforced.
It can be reinforced the more you use it. But you know, I would. That's what I would do. Whenever we're all gonna hear it, aren't we? We all have those voices. You know, some months ago, I was running a training with my son online, and we always use our students as a demo subject, and we were teaching people how to overcome a habit or how to help a client overcome a habit. So Anthony, my son, asked if there's a volunteer, and this one of our students put her hand up, and he said, "How can I help?" And she said, "I'd like to stop swearing so much." So anyway, so he helped her. But as soon as he finished, I said, "Why didn't you ask the lady if she wanted to stop swearing completely?" He said, "Well, that's ridiculous." He said, "Who'd want to stop swearing completely?" And I said, "Well, I don't think we need to swear. In fact, I'm going to stop swearing," right? Which is a big statement because I didn't. But anyway, because I said I was going to stop swearing, I was very aware of when I was swearing. And I realised that all the swearing I was doing, all of it, not some of it, all the swearing I was doing was at me. You effing this, you stupid that, all of it was at me. And I was speaking to a friend in Australia about it, and I thought it was kind of funny. And she didn't think it was funny at all. She said, "Well, that's self-abuse." She said, "What you need to feel is a feeling of unconditional self-love." And because she's a hypnotherapist, she helped me get to that space. And I have to tell you, when you can tap into that, and I'm trying to help you all over the weeks get to that feeling of unconditional self-love, the moment I got to that feeling, I started eating differently. Why would I feel rubbish? Why would I feed rubbish to someone I love? I stopped beating myself up, because why would you do that? If your friend makes a mistake, you don't stop loving them, do you? And we're much harsher on ourselves. So that negative voice that comes in, you go, when did I make that decision? So that's what I love about that. And then to go to neutral to make the right decision. But whenever you get that negative voice or a negative emotion, practice this. You know, I'm not going to ask you to get that negative emotion up now, but I'm going to ask you in a moment to get up a positive emotion and ramp that up, right? Because I want you to leave it tonight with the understanding you can ramp up that emotion. Does that make sense, Stefan?
Yes. So are you saying that practice when you have like a negative emotion, snap your finger and see that you're neutral, or practice
go neutral.
or
The more you
practice
practice it, the more you practice, the better you're going to get. And it's the same with a positive emotion. You know, the more you use it, the better you're going to get at it. But make sure that you're in the right. I made the mistake, and I won't tell you where it was, when I was I wanted to ramp up a really good feeling, and I forgot, and I snapped once, and I negated the whole thing. So don't do that, especially in kind of wrong situations. That can be embarrassing. But you got to remember, it's 2 snaps to ramp it up and 1 snap to go to neutral. But just practice it, and the more you practice it, the better you're going to get at it. All right.
Absolutely. But so just practicing the snapping, not practicing the whole process with the levitation going through the.
You don't have to do any of that, right? You don't have to do any of that. You just have to. Because I've helped you there, and I've suggested that you're going to experience it. Then just you, Stefan. I'm not everyone else. I want you to do this. I want you to just think of something that would spike you, like a kind of negative motion. It'd be tough for you to get it up, but try and get it up. And then when you start to feel it, just snap your fingers once and notice how you go to neutral.
It's okay. I need a sec.
It's difficult to get. I know.
Yeah. It's weird. Usually, no.
I know. You may never have a negative emotion again. Imagine that.
Anyway, that would be perfect.
But the best thing to do is just practice. Okay.
I understand.
All right. So, are there any questions about this? Or anything else? Because if you're not, I'm gonna get you into that space, and then we're gonna ramp the feeling up. So when we say goodnight tonight, you can take that one of those beautiful things. I don't mind what it is. I won't know. So it can be as strange as you want, providing it's a positive emotion. All right. So if there's no more questions, let's get into this. All of you, take a breath in. As you breathe out, close your eyes and think of a time in your life when. Let's do something else quickly. I know you've got some of you have to disappear, but I've got 5 minutes. I'm going to run this thing I call laughter, gratitude, and love. Some of you experienced it before, all right? So let's do this. Take a breath in. Hold it. As you breathe out, just go into that beautiful space of trance. And I want you to do exactly what I ask you to do here, all right? So get into it with me. I want you to think of a time when you just laughed at something. Something made you laugh. That one of those belly laughs. The most ridiculous things can make us laugh. Think of a moment when you just laughed, that one of those belly laughs, and feel into it. Remember where it was, and step into that moment of laughter and get a sense of what it felt like to just laugh and laugh and laugh till you cried. And then when you feel it, I want you to reach up with your right hand. Actually do it. Reach up like you're reaching for the stars. And grasp that feeling of laughter and pull it into your heart. Feel your heart expanding with that feeling of laughter. Put your left hand over your right hand and feel your heart expanding. Feel that your heart expanding with that feeling of laughter. Now think of a moment of gratitude for someone, something, but a moment of pure gratitude. And think about that moment. Once again, step into that feeling of gratitude and really feel it, really feel into it. And when you're feeling it, once again, reach up with your right hand like you're reaching for the stars. Grasp that feeling of gratitude and pull it into your heart center and feel your heart expanding now with that feeling of laughter and gratitude. Put your left hand over your right hand and feel that feeling growing stronger and stronger. Feel your heart expand with those beautiful feelings of laughter and gratitude. Now think of a moment of unconditional love for someone, for something, or someone or something has that feeling for you. Maybe it's your pet. You know, it's my little dog Lucy that has that love, that unconditional love for me. Think of a moment of unconditional love. Step into it, feel into it, and when you're ready, once again, reach up with your right hand like you're reaching for the stars. Grasp that feeling of unconditional love and pull that into your heart center and feel that feeling now of laughter, gratitude, and love flooding through your heart and your body. And as you feel that feeling, I want you now to do it. Snap your fingers twice quickly and ramp that feeling up. That's it. Keep it going. Get it 10 times stronger. Feel that feeling of laughter, gratitude and love growing stronger and stronger. Feel it flooding through your body. That's right. How incredible are you? Get it 10 times stronger. And from today, whenever you want to ramp up a beautiful feeling, that's right, blowing. Whenever you want to ramp up a beautiful feeling, snap those fingers twice and you'll feel that feeling flooding through your body. And you're going to take this wonderful feeling into the rest of your day. Okay, all the way back up, feeling absolutely wonderful now. Okay, feeling good, Stefan? Good.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Remember, Nolene, 2 snaps, 2 claps. No one's going to know you're doing it. 2 snaps for everyone else. Right, look, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a beautiful day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And if Nick asks you, tell him it was a brilliant session. All right? All right. Love to everybody.
Thank you, Freddie.
Thank you, Freddie. Thank you so much. Thank
Good to see you
you.
all.
Bye.
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 Thanks a million, Freddie.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Brilliant.
That was
Bye-bye.
Just what we needed.
Thank you, everyone. Take
Bye,
care. Have a
everyone.
good one. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Good night, good afternoon, good day.
Thank you so much, Freddie. That was awesome.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Bar. Take care. See you, Nick. Bye, Brian.